I understand that it's not easy to know when to move on in a relationship, and the obvious red flags are not visible, or people are even telling you and you don't even have a clue that these are things to look out for. So if you're in that state but you know there is something wrong, even if you don't know there's something wrong, here are 5 to 10 signs that I want to share with you that you can know that it's time to move on. So the first red flag I want to share with you is when you don't see eye to eye. Like the things that you used to agree about, the things that were easy to get over, it gets to the point where you have the same arguments, the same frustrations, the same disagreement. It's like it repeats time and time again, and it may feel impossible to walk through those things. I think this is time for you to move on. It's just a sign. It's a red flag. It's like a shouting man on the street telling you there is, a roadblock ahead, telling you to just pause on that. Another one is when it seems like you've lost yourself. That's the second sign. You've lost your sense of self, your sense of being. Who am I? The things you like, you can't either express it, or it's just like you just have to follow whatever the person feels like doing, whatever the person, it's like a continuous cycle. You just don't even know who you are anymore, or you've lost your sense of self, your sense of being, your sense of wholeness, because it's not just about being in a relationship, it's the quality of the people in the relationship. If it happens that the quality of you has diminished in the process of being in that relationship, I think it's a sign to move on. The third sign is when there is lack of emotional trust. Like you don't feel safe. That safety, emotional safety, being around this person. It could be a friend, it could be a relationship, or even a business partner, but you just don't feel safe around this person. It's like they weaponize your vulnerabilities, those things that make you weak, those little details about you that you share, because those bonds were created based on sharing and openness. But these people weaponize your vulnerabilities, and they don't accept the whole you, who you are as you are. And because a good relationship will make you feel comfortable, and then accept the whole you, not accepting or being comfortable with you remaining the way you are with your flaws, but they accept you as you are. So when you're not in that safe space anymore, or you begin to feel that you are not in that safe space anymore, these are signs. It's like when you have symptoms of something or signs of something, and it's telling you, just go and do a checkup, go and analyze what is going on here and see if it's safe for you to stay there. And I think when there is a lack of emotional trust, I think it's time to move on. The fourth thing there is when there are too many excuses. Like every little thing becomes a fear for you, where you don't feel comfortable anymore even telling the person that these are the things that I would rather not have. You can't speak to them openly, you can't speak to them assertively, and there are just so many excuses. It just becomes toxic, when you're calling out a loved one or a friend or something, and they make you feel bad or uncomfortable for saying, hey, you've overstepped my boundary here, you've done this, and they make you feel bad. Sometimes they gaslight you, make you feel like you should not feel what you're feeling, you should not express yourself, you shouldn't express what you feel, and you shouldn't even feel what you feel like, or you are not feeling what you're feeling, like make you feel like you don't even know what you're talking about. When there are so many excuses, I think that's a sign that that's not a safe space for you. The fifth tip I want to share with you is when you feel emotionally drained. It's like you're just drained. Even just seeing the person tenses you up. It makes you feel stressed, like your muscles are all tensed up, like you enter the defense mode once that person is around, or even hearing the person's name, seen a past picture of both of you together or something. This is something that we need to really check. It's a sign that you may have to move on from here, because when you're mentally exhausted, there is a limit to what you can carry. There's a limit to the emotional experiences that you can have, and this may actually be as a result of past experiences with this person.
Ask your questions in the comment section and share this video right
now. The sixth tip I want to share with you, red flags that tell you it's time to let go and move on from that relationship, toxic relationship, is that you have misguided priorities. Okay, so sometimes the relationship, it's hard to let go of someone that you get along with. Obviously, it's very hard, but sometimes those relationships actually ends up making you have misguided priorities, like your priorities are misaligned. Now, they require give and take. Relationships require give and take, but if you find yourself sacrificing your life goals, your priorities, your values, you may actually need to reevaluate that relationship. Even if it is a romantic relationship, if it is a work relationship, a partnership, a business relationship, pursue what makes you feel that sense of purpose. Remember that it's very, very important, because if you lose yourself in the process of being in a relationship, it's going to take a longer time to get yourself back. So when you realize that you are losing yourself in that relationship, is a red flag, for you to check what's going on there. The seventh red flag I want to share with you, I'm smiling because it's very, very important, is that they cause you low self-esteem. Now, in an unhealthy relationship, someone might put you down in order to feel good or feel okay with themselves, and like they are good. They belittle your success, they belittle your emotions, your aspirations might, and some of these things actually end up impacting your self-esteem. It harms your courage, your ability to stand up for yourself, to stand up for what you believe. And some of these insecurities actually lead to other mental health disorders, issues that may linger over a long time. So it's really necessary to check it. It's a red flag when the relationship is beginning to affect your self-esteem, and it's causing lower self-esteem than what you had before. The eighth tip is a very important one that I have noticed with, I won't say it's a tribal thing, or it's just a human error that people practice, and that is they don't apologize. The eighth red flag that you may be seeing in your relationship is when they don't apologize. Now, when someone refuses to take responsibility for their actions, it demonstrates a lack of mutual respect and self-reflection. So this person does not care how they have affected you, how they have done anything to you, and at the end of the day, sometimes they try to twist the narrative or twist the play, like some leech or parasite or something. They just, it's like a form of gaslighting when they cause you to doubt your own experiences, to doubt who caused the whole issue, and then even when they're addressing someone else's bad behavior, it's like you're the one that is doing all the apologizing. You're the one that is saying you're sorry, when it has to do with someone else's bad behavior. So they do something wrong and you're like, I'm sorry for coming late. They came late, or I'm sorry for not telling you that. You're the one constantly apologizing in that relationship. Let's see, I think it's time to check it. Check check that relationship. Is a red flag. Now, here are some signs that that you're being gaslit. Signs that you are gaslit is that they misremember their actions. So they remember your actions but misremember what they did. Like when it has to do with them, they don't remember the events accurately. It's yours they remember better. Then they belittle your emotions. Like they make you feel like you're not feeling what you're feeling, and that's crazy. Then they talk negatively about you to others in your presence. Oh, this one, there's nothing this one can do. This man, there's nothing he's good for. And you're listening to that. That's a sign of being gaslit. And then they shift the blame to you like it is your fault. You're the one that caused it. You're the one that did this. You're the one that did that. They never take responsibility for anything. Like everything is you. You're the cause. You are the fault. You're at fault for everything. And then they always find a way to play the victim. Like they're always the victim. They're always the one that was abandoned. They're always the one that, oh, they just try to make you feel like you're not worth anything. Those are signs that you are being gaslit. The 9th red flag that I want you to look out, it's when they don't express gratitude. I feel like when they don't express gratitude, it's like a sign of entitlement. There's nothing wrong with wanting to feel appreciated. If it makes you feel seen and, like it helps you build a sense of connection and belonging. So wanting to feel appreciated for what you have done or for what you are doing, there's nothing wrong with it. So when they, with friends and romantic partners, it feels like a put down, and when they constantly put you down and make you feel like you are not worth anything, my darling, bestie, please check it. They need to express gratitude. Sometimes you even ask it of them, but when it becomes like you're constantly asking for them to show gratitude, check it. The 10th red flag is there's constant jealousy. Supportive relationships celebrate your wins. A serious relationship red flag is when your success is met with resentment, jealousy, or anger. So when there is jealousy, check it. Imagine a manager who envies your strong performance, a friend who resents your career, or a partner who discourages your personal growth. Over time, you may let their negative emotions hinder your objectivity, and then it hinders you experiencing new things or other professional opportunities. I think it's time to let go. So when they're at that point where they're constantly jealous, a supportive relationship is a place where they celebrate your wins, they celebrate how far you've come, they celebrate what's going on. But in this case, they are constantly jealous of you, jealous of your progress, and when your success is met with resentment and do you think it's only you that can achieve this? Do you think it's only you that can make this amount of money? Do you think it's only you that can get this job? Do you think it's only you? Just know that it's a red flag. It's telling you it's time to move on. Okay, so that's it for now. In the next episode, I'm going to be sharing with you how. Now, these are tips for letting go of someone you care about. I'm going to be sharing the tips. How can I even let go of someone I care about? Because it's obvious I care about this person, but there are red flags and there are things that this person is doing that is not helping me. We are good apart, but when we're together, it's toxic. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you next. Thank you.